In a different chapter, we looked at the command or feature called Quick Select. That feature allowed us to create a temporary selection filter for our current selection group. Now, I want to look at a different filter. This command is called Filter. It allows us to create selection filters and save them for later use. These filters can be much more complex than the QSelect command. Let's open up our cottage plan and elevations example drawing again. Now keep in mind that filters can be defined with more than one criteria and they can be saved for later use. To get to the filter command, you just type in filter. Type that in on the command line and press enter. And you get up this object selection filters window dialog. The main difference between QSelect and filter is that QSelect is temporary and it's defined by picking then filtering out what you want or don't want. Filter works by setting up the criteria ahead of time and saving it, and then you apply it. So what you need to do is create your filter first, unless you already have some saved. If you have some saved, you can go right here to current. Now, I have an unnamed saved. That's the default right here. There's a filter one, and these are the filter criteria. It has to be an object that's a block, has to be on layer 25. It has to have this line type, this block name, this exact position, etc. Now, a lot of times trying to find something with an exact position will defeat your purpose. So if you want to go through and edit any of these filters, you can. You just select the filter type that you want to remove, then you go to the delete, and that will delete that one form of criteria from that filter. Let's also get rid of block rotation, named vector, and object is in here twice for some reason, so I'm going to remove that. Let's say we just want to look for a block of the name X16. So I'm also going to delete everything else. Now, once you've made this change, you're going to need to save it. So you come down here to the Save As window, and let's say it's block X16. Click Save As. So now that I saved it, it's current. It's in my list here. I can go to block X16. And once you've selected your filter, all you have to do is click the apply. So now you go and select your objects. And I'm just going to pick everything here. And it's going to try to find whatever block name that is. Press enter. And it didn't have any objects with that block name in my file. So that's okay, because now I know I don't have that block inserted in my file. So let's create a new filter. So you just come here and you can do a couple of different things. If you click on this button here, you can see all of the different options available to your filter. And there's a lot of them. You can also add Boolean filters, begin, end, and or not, etc. Let's just say I want to find a line. So I'm going to go to line. And once I select that filter object, I select add to list. So now I have my line. I don't want any of these items in here, so I'm going to delete them. Let's say I want to find a line that is by layer. So I need to come here and I go to the layer option. I select that and I click the add to list. So I add the layer option to the list, and now I have to define what layer it is. So I click on the select and it will give me the options that are in my drawing right here. So let's say I want to find everything that's on the border layer. Click OK. That tells me what it is right here. Then I click add to list. So now I have an object that is a line and it's on the border. Let's save this. Let's call it border line. Click save as. That's current. Click apply. Select everything. And you can see I don't have a line on the border layer. So that's kind of crazy. Let's do this again. A lot of times it's easier to create a new item just from scratch. I can click the clear list button here. That'll clear everything out. And let's say I just want to pick something that's in my file. So I go to this add selected object option. I'm going to click on this object right here. When you do that, it brings in all the information that you can filter out. This is a polyline. It's on layer border, the line type, elevation, thickness, color. Let's just say I want to find what's on the border layer. So I just remove the items that I don't want to find. Let's give it a name. Just call it border. Click save as and apply. So when you click apply, that starts your selection process. So I'm going to pick everything here, press enter, and you can see now it's picked everything that's in the border layer. If I go to my properties palette, See here, I have a polyline and it's just this one object. This is the only thing in my drawing that's on the border layer. So that's a great use of your filter. Now, if I go to filter again, and let's say I want to use an older filter that I've created. So I can do that. I'm going to pick this text 100. This will give me a text object that's on layer 35 and has a text height of 100 units, and the text style name is 100. Click apply. I'm going to pick through my whole drawing set. And you can see here, this text is highlighted. This text isn't because it doesn't match the criteria. This text is, this text isn't. Press enter. So now I have this in my selection set. I can go to the properties in my properties palette. I can change the color of all these items now to red. I can change their style. I can change their text height, whatever it is that I want to do. So if you have to manipulate or work with something that's very specific, you can do that by creating a filter and saving that, and you can always go back to it. Now, if I open up another file, I'm just opening up a blank file here, and I type in filter, you'll notice here that I have the same filters available. So as you create filters, your AutoCAD on your computer will remember those filters. It's not drawing specific, it's AutoCAD installation specific. So it'll save it in your registry. So you'll be able to create a filter and use it on all of your files all the time until you go to another computer, of course. So that's a great tool that you can use to help you find what you need very quickly and very precisely.